And there's the link that you asked for. I've put it in. It's insighttomarketing.com/products. So let's talk about this, right? Because I think mindset, having the right mindset. Good morning, Natalie. Having the right mindset for business is about you being clear on what you want to achieve, how quickly you can achieve it, and whether or not you've got the resources to achieve it. And that way, you're managing your own expectations, right? Because I think a lot of us go into the new year with quite a few different expectations of what we want to do. But because we're not planning in advance, or because we're not actually looking at how best to use our time, we're actually making a lot of mistakes and learning from those mistakes. But then if you plan in advance and your mindset's wired right, you won't make those mistakes. So the first thing is program your mindset for success. And I'm not talking about, anything woo-woo. It's quite literally, what do you want to achieve, right? And if it's easier for you, put it into chunks. Block it out. What do you want to achieve between now and the end of February? What do you want to achieve between now and the end of March? And actually put down some objectives and be really clear on your goals, right? So set your goals out as well. So mindset's the first thing. Second thing is make sure you've got very clear, defined goals. And my third and final point is make sure you thought through whether or not you're actually being realistic. Some of us are actually in businesses and talking about the businesses that we're in, but not actually thinking about whether or not we're still passionate about our business. I don't know how many of you will admit that. I meet a lot of people that are in business and are really not even doing the things they love. Hey, how you doing? Good morning. They're not actually doing the things they love. Instead, they are actually very much onto, I've got to do this. I've got to prove this. I've got to show my haters. But you know what? Sometimes we can throw in the towel, and sometimes we can say, do you know what? This is not working. It didn't work last year. I needed help in certain areas. I need to change up what I'm doing a little bit. I need to actually change gears. And sometimes changing gears means changing your business. Would you agree? Let me know in the comments. Good morning. So in moving forward and having a successful 2021, for us to have an amazing year where we're focused and we're very clear on what we're doing, my advice is get your mindset wired for success. Make sure that you're actually tuning into podcasts and or reading books as an example of things that are going to motivate you. Because the thing is, sometimes it can be the 5 people that we hang around with the most that will talk us out of an idea. It could even be people in our household that will talk us out of an idea. And that's okay, because maybe they don't have that belief system. Maybe they don't actually see your vision, but they don't need to see your vision. It's not their business, right? They don't need to see your vision. It's not your business. Good morning. How you doing? So think through your mindset. Is your mindset exactly the same as it was last year? If it is, what can you do to change that? Try listening to some inspirational talks, looking at people that have done what you've done, learning from them as a way forward. And also, I will direct some of you to my podcast, which is Inspire Your Biz, on SoundCloud and iTunes. I'm going to put it into the caption here because I did a whole episode at the beginning of the year about how you can actually get your business planned, right? How you can plan for business success in 2021. So if you look on the Inspire Your Biz podcast, it's on iTunes. It's also on the SoundCloud platform. I've put it in the comments there, right? If you go onto that podcast, you can actually access that right now. And there are about 11 tips, I think, in that podcast where I've shared with you ideas for you to actually improve your business planning so that you're more aligned with where you're trying to go, right? Because there's a very big difference between having an idea of what you want to do and actually implementing that idea. Would you agree? Let me know in the comments. Point number 2 that I raised was about setting clearly defined goals. So making sure that you're clear in terms of your goals on what you're doing. And again, sometimes we're very overambitious with things, and there's nothing wrong with being overambitious, but I'm going to say sometimes we have to rein ourselves in. Good morning. Or even sometimes we have to think through what we're doing with regards to actually organizing ourselves so that we've got these goals clearly set out and very clear on what we're doing each day, each month, or each week, right? And my third point is be realistic about your resources. So if you know that you don't enjoy your business, if you know that you don't enjoy what you're doing, change gears, okay? Make sure that you're clear and you're being honest with yourself. You cannot expect to actually be in business and be thriving in business if you know deep down you're not really passionate about it. If you don't have that fire in your belly when you get up in the morning to do amazing, great things and help to transform lives or businesses or environments or whatever it is you do for the world, then you might want to change what you're doing, right? You might want to change what you're doing. So I'm just here to give you that message this morning. I know someone needs to hear this. If you're doing something that does not light your soul in the mornings, does not make you want to start work, does not make you want to do extra time, that is possibly an indication that either you need to pause and reflect on what you're doing or that you need to change gears, okay? I always say we are most productive when we are creative and awake and ready to be productive. So if you know that you're not really a morning person, Don't worry about my energy, because it's your energy that's going to help you to deliver today. Okay, so I might be all hyped and all singy, dancey, but if you know that your energy is low in the mornings, then maybe you need to be showing up and doing productive stuff when you are most productive, right? In the evenings. But thank you for sharing that. I appreciate that. I love that my energy can help you to be inspired. But just moving on, I just want to say to anyone watching, as I said, that when you have clearly defined goals and you are taking your time and pacing yourself, and when you realize that you're not in competition with anybody else, that is where you will see a shift. All right. So bear that in mind today. Hope it inspires someone, because you can do this, right? You absolutely can do this, but you have to have clarity on what you're doing. You have to have pace so that you know when you need to show up on your terms, and you also got to be ready. My 3 words for this year, right? Clarity, pace, and readiness. Okay. And I just want to remind you that you can have an absolutely amazing year. I'm going to put my email in the comments, so please do feel free to email me if you need to. Okay.